So you want to raise $1 million. Well, let's talk about the fundamentals of a successful raise and how to get there. But before we begin this chat, before we begin this seminar, let's get kind of an understanding between each other. If you want to build a company and raise money for it, this is a chat for you. If you're interested in the startup and venture capital space, this is a seminar for you. If neither one of those two apply, no problem, no worries. You can bounce, you can get out. You're not going to enjoy this conversation. So if you're staying with me, you're staying for me because of these two things. But before we begin and we dive into some of the details, there are 3 essential things I want you to understand and take away from this presentation. If for nothing else, these are the 3 things that I want you to remember. First, don't buy into the hype of the startup space. Just don't buy up into the hype. There's too many people who are faking it out there. There's too many people who talk a big game. The reality is this. Business fundamentals are called that because they are fundamental to running a business. Doesn't matter if you're running a startup or you're running a small business or you're running a lifestyle business. Forget those categories. Just understand this. Regardless of what you want to do in business, business fundamentals are fundamental to your success. The second one is that regardless if social impact investor, ESG investor, minority focused investor, X-type investor comes to you or you're focusing on, the key word is investor. That's a key word, because if it wasn't, they would be a philanthropist. They would be a donor, because those individuals, while they care about what they are giving their money to, they don't expect a return on their investment financially. Investors do. And regardless if they only invest in women-started startups, they are still needing to respond either to their own personal investment portfolio or their LPs, the investors who have invested inside of their funds, and return money back to them. So the key word is investor. Never forget that when you're talking with investors. The last part of this, 65% of all Americans dream about starting a business, but 92% of them never do. We've all had those conversations with people, whether at work, whether in our daily personal lives. All these people have regrets about never doing something that they really, truly wanted to do. So don't worry about failing, right? Do everything you can to prevent it. But the reality is this, is that if you never go after your dreams, you're never going to succeed. And you're always going to regret not doing that. And the reason why so many people never start off on their dreams is because they get into this confusion. They get into all this concern, right? They don't realize every single journey starts with a single step. And so they scare themselves. And these are just a category of some of the words that could be going on. Friends and family, pre-seed, bridge round, angel networks, private equity, pre-money valuation. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. But stop. Put those out of your mind. Because we're going to get into the fundamentals of how to raise money. We're going to hopefully simplify this for everybody who's attending, for all the chats. And hopefully at the end of this seminar, at the end of our chats, you're going to walk away with a greater appreciation both of the space and understanding of some key aspects of what is going to make you successful in your raise. And lastly, and my biggest hope is you're going to realize you can do this. And if this is something that you want to do, you're going to be able to do this. So let's continue on in the presentation in our chat. And if you got any questions along the way, let me know. I'll pause. The goal is for you to be informed and have enough information that you do what you want to do.